Deep within the Mojave Desert, adult diaper furries are slowly buying a town.
I bought all the land, so now the land extends from those trailers in that little road all the way over to the next gray trailer.
You heard that right. They've been quietly purchasing an old Nevada ghost town and turning it into a full-scale adult baby paradise.
We could shape this place into something absolutely amazing and absolutely unique to any other ABDL place in the world.
Look at how big this baby is in the bouncer. Meanwhile, we got a kiddo in a cage here.
And they're not just renovating a few old houses. They're building the whole thing from scratch, including obtaining a working fire truck.
The local fire chief told me I could use the ladders and hoses and fill up within reason.
They call themselves baby furs, a niche subsect of the larger furry fandom. But as these diaper-clad newcomers have flooded this deeply conservative desert town,
whenever they heard of like what was originally called the furry baby people were really off-put about it, and people were like really concerned. Over the years, it's sort of a thing of they can do whatever they want, they're not hurting anyone.
the baby furs started becoming a vital part of the community.
We are the #2 tourist revenue source in the county. They were very friendly and very excited, and they wanted to try to get me some state funding.
But paradise often comes with controversy. Even within the furry community, baby furs face harsh judgment.
There is this belief that baby furs equals pedophilia. It has no connection at all. Your average baby fur, they probably hate pedophiles more than most people.
We've been here a while, and we're not gonna stop.
So we went undercover to explore this secretive fandom and found that many baby furs aren't just hobbyists.
And sort of a commonality I've noticed with baby furs is there's a lot of people that are in kind of senior leadership positions.
And what we discovered next, well, you just might not even believe.
What about Elon?
What about Elon?
People say he's an ABDL.
Really?
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
So Gizmodo, Elon Musk confirms he's been role-playing as a toddler for years.
He was in some sort of secret group chat where it got leaked that he was being babied by someone.
So the first thing I would emphasize is that it's a consensual activity with 18 plus. It's all adults. It's not actual children, and it's adults that often maybe didn't have the best childhood, or maybe just want to go back to their favorite time in life. They want to get away from all the stress and worry, and they just want to be a little kid again. So I'm a purple and green husky. I'm kind of cute and bouncy and full of life. Kind of a kid at heart.
Well, a baby fur is a furry who enjoys ABDL, adult baby diaper lover. Basically a kink fetish community that enjoys dressing up either in little gear, so onesies, or in diapers, or some people like myself. I'm more of a diaper lover. I just like being in diapers and just day drinking and having fun.
But for us, we are quite literally just in our own space, existing, living our most authentic lives.
Does your family or friends know about all the who you are?
Quite a bit. I don't think my dad, we've ever specifically talked about baby fur, but he's been over to my house and he's seen the giant high chair and the ball pit. So I think he can kind of put 2 and 2 together. So this is Zesty Cheese Ranch. It's in Goldfield, Nevada, which is a small ghost town right in between Las Vegas and Reno. And we've built out Zesty Cheese Ranch, this kind of interesting little baby fur campsite where we all get together as friends and kind of do a summer camp activity. A school bus. This is the fire truck. The local fire chief told me I could use the ladders and hoses and fill up within reason.
What's within reason?
I'm not sure. So why don't we walk? Let's try walking around this outside, and then you can see the original trailer. They're bringing a crib. They're setting up. So this is the original trailer that came with the property when I bought it. It was just this single little trailer and a whole bunch of dirt. And since then, I've bought all the land. So now the land extends from those trailers in that little road all the way over to the next gray trailer.
This is bought slowly throughout the years.
Yeah, over the last 4 years.
Over the last 4 years.
Yeah, so it started with this little hill. A person in town came and sold me the land for a couple $1,000s. and said they thought I should have it so we could build a pirate ship on the top of the hill.
A pirate ship?
Yeah, that's one of the building projects. So I've been buying up lots kind of slowly over the years. They keep coming up for auction. And the interesting thing is I think all the people in town sort of know me. No one ever bids against me at the auction. I always get these things for minimum bid. So I want to say maybe 20-ish lots.
I only heard really ramblings of, oh, this guy is building this place in this remote little area in Nevada. And now seeing it in person, it's kind of mind-blowing. Just with the scenery, the weather, the people here, the sort of things he's trying to shape is really, really, really interesting because it's just so different from really anything else you could do. Especially in a place like this, you really have no real boundaries.
I don't even remember how long they've been here. I think it just sort of, they were here one year and I was just like, okay, this is a thing now. I'm the 4th generation to stand behind that grill. Goldfield's always just been odd, you know? There's a very big area of like purity culture and this and that. So people, like, whenever they heard of like what was originally called the furry baby people. Baby furs, yeah. Yeah, people were really off-put about it and people like really concerned. Over the years, it's sort of a thing of they can do whatever they want, they're not hurting anyone.
One of the townspeople called me up for Christmas and said, Nacho, I got a Christmas gift for you. I got you a school bus.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
We have a permanent residential population of a little over 200, like 205 or 6. But the average age of people around here is around late 60s, early 70s, and that's average age, you know. Like, you take anyone off the street, you're gonna find a couple of 80-year-olds. I didn't even know they were buying up properties until you guys came in and told me.
Did the baby first tip well?
They do. They do.
But Zesty Cheese Ranch and this camper experience they refer to as Camp Crinkle seems to not only bring people to Goldfield, but bring people to a more comfortable version of themselves.
Human Lucas is more reserved, conservative. One of the cool parts is that nobody really knows anyone's legal names.
Oh, really?
Well, because we all go by our Sona names, so it's more of a, oh, that's, Lucas, so that's, so-and-so. And then you kind of have to think, oh, wait, what's their actual name?
Oftentimes someone will play caretaker, will kind of play the adult. So whether they're like a camp counselor, a parent, an uncle, they'll kind of help hold that space. They'll be getting you snacks. They'll be getting you your sippy cup. They'll be making sure you're happy and cared for, just like a little kid growing up. The event we do here, a lot of the sort of caretakers will play like camp counselors. We'll do an afternoon of role play. Most of the time people are just kind of hanging out, drinking, interacting with friends, but we will do an activity in the afternoon where we'll do a role play where it's like, imagine going back in time to summer camp. There's nap time and we're going to go for a little hike and everyone's going to hold the little leash, or water balloon fight.
Is the diaper symbolic, or do you actually use the diaper?
It's going to vary between people. Some people use it. There's actually a lot in our community that have legitimate medical needs, and so getting to sort of role play and kind of have fun with that is a healthy outlet.
Yeah, sometimes it takes too long to soak your diaper, especially out here in the desert heat. You generally sweat out a lot of that liquid, so some people will just pour water and whatnot into their diaper just to puff it back up.
So it's important that it's soaked.
It helps for some people. Others, they just like the aesthetic, or they just like the feel of it, of a dry diaper.
Right.
Some people like it like a little moist to keep, to not dry out down there.
Right.
I've seen that term, stay soggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a halfway joke kind of thing.
Yeah. I heard about like oatmeal too.
Most people don't like to poo for their diaper.
Right.
Because
it's too messy.
Yeah, the clamp is a pain in the ass. Literally.
The swing set was another camper who randomly texted me and said, can I build a swing set? And I said, sure. And I came to the property one day and there was a swing set. And if you notice, there's an adult version of the baby harness.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I like that your feet can't touch the ground. That's very childlike wonder. Has anyone ever done a full loop?
Get you all in there.
You're watching Breaking Stories. Look at this. Okay, I'm starting to get this. Yeah. Camp Crinkle.
It was an IKEA chair that he reinforced, made it so it could hold several hundred pounds, and this is what it's all about. So this was sort of an impulse buy. I came out here and there was a little trailer and this piece of land for sale, and it was $14,000. But I ended up meeting a whole bunch of people in the town that had all these skills, all these handymen, like electricians, and they knew how to do plumbing, and they knew how to, and you could hire them to help you for, at least compared to San Francisco, much more reasonable rates. As I found out from the joint task force of Esmeralda and Nye County, we are the #2 like tourist revenue source in the county. They were very friendly and very excited, and they wanted to try to get me like some state funding, which I did decline because we don't need
They're
funding.
trying to get state funding for Camp Crinkle?
Yeah, that's what they had offered.
Why did you turn it down?
I figured, I don't want Vice News or TMZ showing up with, state of Nevada sponsors weird baby town in middle of desert. Yeah, so just about every year I have a friend who will end up buying land in town. And sort of my crazy dream is to, continue to build the town and have this basically baby fur community. Because a bunch of us work remotely.
You're the mayor.
No, I do not want to be the mayor.
You're the mayor of Babytown, Nevada.
Everyone's, of course, super welcoming, accepting, and then, just, zero, judgment or worry. You come here to kind of forget about, adult worries and, stresses in life, so...
So Camp Crinkle was sort of like the sound the diapers make, kind of a crinkling sound as people walk.
That's what he meant, crinkle.
Yeah.
Crinkling around.
So it was sort of a baby fur joke. People don't want to go across a room and be like, "Oh, you're in a diaper," right? They don't want to embarrass someone. Yeah. So what they might say is, "Oh, are you crinkly?" Because the plastic makes sort of a crinkling sound as you walk. So it's sort of so the idea of Camp Crinkle is sort of this camp where everyone is crinkly, everyone's wearing diapers.
Last week, Twitter was abuzz, or maybe I should say a crinkle, with people coming out as baby furs and diaper furs.
November's been a pretty busy month in terms of baby fur drama.
I know that some people have, a disgust for baby furs, which is honestly kind of sad because baby furs are a sub-fandom of the furry fandom. We're all furries.
It's fetish content is allowed on the home page of Twitch. It's not a coping mechanism. It's not this old cute thing. It is a fetish.
I know what you're thinking. That sounds a little unusual. But hey, furries don't exactly win the most normal hobby award either. The truth is, it's a community that arguably is even more misunderstood than furries.
But there is sort of like that stigma within the furry community, right? Especially because they find, diapers are weird. It's a little odd. But I think there's when you're in a community that is you already feel like you're an outsider and you're getting sort of picked on, then for some reason, one of the responses we'll have is that they'll pick on the outsiders within the outsider community, because they'll be like, well, I'm weird, but at least I'm not that weird. I'm gay, but at least I'm not one of those furry gays. Yeah. And I get from the outside there is a consent thing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it gets misunderstood where people assume that because you're role playing as a younger character that you want to hang out with younger, with children. Which it's not. It's all consenting adults that it's people who want to be the children. Right. They want to be cared for. They want to be looked after.
Been a furry for about, almost 10 years now. I started out as a brony, but that kind of morphed into being a full-on furry. There is this belief that baby furs equals pedophilia. It has no connection at all. If you're your average baby fur, 1, not a pedophile. 2, they probably hate pedophiles more than most people.
I do believe the whole thing of your favorite fursuiters wear diapers is very true.
Is that a thing that people say?
Yes, I've heard it said a lot, especially on Twitter.
I try not to focus on people who are trying to be negative, but I mean, if you're not into something, just don't participate. It's not hard, so.
But as we mentioned earlier, many baby furs are low-key ballin' and hold lucrative jobs in tech and cybersecurity.
This is the penthouse suite. Cher was here last night, and last week Kamala Harris stayed here. Bill Clinton's been here. A very famous penthouse. Almost every president has stayed there, like Bill Clinton. They filmed The Rock with Sean Connery, where he gets pushed off the balcony. If you've seen that scene where he's getting his hair cut, and he throws the guy off the balcony. So that's that suite. And they signed the UN into existence on the desk in the suite.
UN was formed.
Yeah. So I got to be in my, my baby fur attire and my little kid outfit as I stayed over in the suite. And so the next morning I'm like running around with my plushies and my short alls.
How much is for a night?
I think it's around $50,000 a night. And sort of a commonality I've noticed with baby furs is there's a lot of people that are in kind of senior leadership positions. In my case, I own a small business, so it's a lot of stress. It's like the bullet holes on the router I shot, piece of networking equipment for my day job. And I think sort of one of the commonalities is a lot of people just sort of wanting to relive their childhood. So in my case, I really kind of grew up really rather fast, didn't have necessarily the most supportive parents. So baby fur was sort of the chance to get to like relive childhood, get to go to the summer camp I never got to as a kid. And the fire truck was from the county auction. It's a fully working fire truck that was $2,400. It's full of, diapers and fireworks. Yeah, so you can see some kind of takeables.
Is that My Little Pony? This is like Temu My Little Pony.
Right. For me, it's more the sensation. I put one on, and it just kind of something clicked in the lizard brain that I went, oh, this is nice.
I've been wearing 24/7 for about like 2.5, almost 3 years.
You're doing this 24/7?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a baby here and I'm a baby at home.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, some people, I guess, just like to do it for a temporary period. I enjoy being a full-time baby. Maybe 2 years ago, like a case of 80 diapers was maybe like, I think it was like $260, like sometimes $260 to $280. And then now it's like I'm definitely paying over like $300 a month.
My preferred brand is from a company called Pretend Again. They're called they're called Try Again diapers. They're a bit cool because they're just they're cloth back. They're a bit lighter, a bit more airy, and they're a bit lighter, but they can still have a lot larger capacity too.
Who are you wearing?
So right now this is a cloth back Cushies by ABU, medium size, a little bit big for me. I usually wear smalls.
How many would you say you go through in like a weekend like this?
I'd say probably 10 if we're going high, probably 10, just in case of more accents throughout the day or stuff like this or whatever.
I mean, I love playing with dinos. I mean, I love just basically any like, baby toddler toys. I love Dublos. I love coloring. I love making Play-Doh animals. Growing up, I was like, I had a lot of like, I guess I got a lot of little desires, and like, again, it's, I used to think I was the only one weird enough. And then once I started meeting people, it was just, it felt like it was okay to start embracing it instead of like trying to suppress it and be normal or whatever normal is. But,
We've been here a while and we're not gonna stop. Yes, you can make it an entire lifestyle, which a lot of us here do. It's just part of us. I would say don't knock it until you try it. Diapers are really cheap. It's like you could get one for like $6. Try it out yourself. You might like it.
I can't help but admit that I was uncomfortable in Babytown. We kind of come back to this question that you and I have asked each other a lot during making this of like, what is weird?
What is weird? Like, I will argue, and you can totally disagree, they kind of share the same stigma that trans people or gay people once shared. Like, of course, those three groups are very, very different, right? But the stigma they had on them are very similar. Like, think about it, like in the 90s, how common it is to make fun of trans people on mainstream media.
Ace Ventura.
Like, Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Great movie. Very transphobic. Because I remember when I was 15 in China, almost 20 years ago, it's weird to not be homophobic. I was a big fan of Queen. At the time, I didn't have a computer, so I didn't even know anything what they look like. I looked it up and I found out the lead singer, Freddie Mercury, is gay and died from AIDS. My initial reaction was I was disgusted. And then I kind of work, over it. And that's actually the first step for me to not be homophobic to the LGBTQ. Exposure may be the first step of acceptance or at least understanding. Like, you can see Goldfield as a conservative town. They're okay with the baby furs. I don't know if they're invited to the cookout.
But here's the thing is like the baby furs came in, they employed people in the town. The baby furs have only done good in Goldfield. And anything that I'm feeling is internal stuff that I'm projecting onto them because they're, like they said, they're kind of living their best lives and doing their thing. And if they're doing it out in the desert, away from everybody as much as they can.
That's probably the best place to do it.
Probably the best place on earth for them to be. Then by God, I guess they can go do that, right? Like who the fuck am I to come in to their place and say, well, I feel uncomfortable about this. It's like, motherfucker, I drove 2.5 hours to get there. What do you mean you feel uncomfortable?
Oh, this is utterly disgusting. Let me get another angle.
Like you said, acceptance comes from exposure.
And maybe being uncomfortable is a necessary step of that exposure. Conservative people who are uncomfortable about Asians,
Right.
Black people, gay people, whatever. They feel uncomfortable, but don't stop there. It's
Right,
what
they
I'm
have
saying.
to work through that.
Yeah,
though.
don't stop there. Right.
Right? Like that's the thing is you love Freddie Mercury. You think he's this incredible artist. He's humanized to you.
I accept that being gay is just one of the many things that he is. He is so much more than that. And why do I have to fixate on that instead of looking at him, like you said, as a complete human being?
Maybe this video can be the first step in a lot of people becoming accepting of baby furs.
Right. With that being said, next time when I see you, are you going to show up with a diaper?
No.